The Conga 3090 is a robotic vacuum cleaner designed by Cecotec, a Spanish company.
The Conga arrives in a box, a cardboard box. It weighs 6.4 kilos as it comes in the post, and I'm going to open it exactly as it has arrived. A little bit of muscle is required to pull this out. And the box describes the contents to some extent. A little bit of advertising on the box. Cutting the seal here. And now all will be revealed. Lid on the outside. It's in a recyclable brown cardboard mount. The instructions come in a little booklet in English, Spanish, French, German, Italian and Portuguese. There's a quick start leaflet, which I think comes in Spanish and English, 2 languages. It's mainly talking about the app. Then there is the charger. The charger plug is of the mainland European variety rather than UK or Irish type, and therefore it's going to be important to have an adapter of this type that will take the charger. The base unit, which is the charging unit for the cleaner, the charger would plug into this, and it has the 2 contact points here. It's about 10 centimeters high. Spare pads for the washing aspect of the cleaner. Spare filters for the water container. The remote control. And a set of batteries for the remote control. Now the actual unit itself, it has 2 protection brackets on the sides which need to be removed. It also has a plastic advertising piece on the top which can be removed later, and this top lid removes to display the inner workings of the cleaner. More about that later. Underneath it has wheels and cleaning brushes. More about those later as well. And then there is the cleaning pad with the water container, which is quite small, but apparently sufficient for the purpose. A brush for cleaning out the dust, etc. And a little brush that doesn't want to come out of the package. There's a rotating brush and a spare one over here. And that's the contents of the package.
For the initial setup of the Conga, the instructions recommend putting the charger against a wall with half a metre of space on either side and 1.5 metres in front, and then putting the Conga on charge for as long as possible before trying to use it for the first time. The app is straightforward. Download it from the web, open an account with Conga, giving your email and a password, and then add the robot. You will be asked to connect the robot to your own Wi-Fi in your house, and then to connect the robot's Wi-Fi to your smartphone. When you first activate the Conga by pressing the play symbol on the app, it begins to explore its immediate surroundings and then the floor on which you are currently. It uses laser technology to detect walls and objects in its immediate surroundings and gradually builds up a map of the floor on which the Conga is working. It explores the edges first, cleaning as it goes, and then seems to use a 5 metre square template for its first exploration. These videos are all shown in real time, simply using edits to jump ahead at times. Once it has mapped out its first area, it then begins to clean all the in-between spaces. It can map and clean even complex areas such as this where there are many chair legs, but this does consume more time and therefore uses more battery. A measure of its cleaning power is that after processing an area of about 50 square metres that had been vacuum cleaned 2 days before, using a powerful traditional house vacuum cleaner, the dust container was quite full of fluff and dust. This is the Conga 3090 and we're going to look at it in closer detail. First of all, it is 34 centimetres in diameter. It is just under 10 centimetres high, so it can go under furniture that has a 10 centimetre space. The top comes off. It is held by 4 magnets, so it's very easy to come off. And underneath there is the dust basket here, which will only come out when you lift the handle. The handle actually locks it into position. That comes out like that. It has the filter here and the dust inside. Perfectly adequate space for certainly one cleaning of a 60 square metre apartment or floor of a house. Better put it in the right way. This here is the laser assembly, and here are the button controls on the unit itself. These can be used for automatic cleaning and for sending the cleaner home. For spot operations. There are different settings there, well documented in the instruction manual. Underneath, I'll just turn it completely over. There are 3 wheels altogether, these 2 which are sprung set and rubber and very good grip, and this little small round turning blue wheel. Here is the brush that spins dust into the suction assembly here, and this brush can be lifted out very easily. And as you can see, some dust has gathered on that, and that is easy to remove. Hairs or dust can be removed from that very easily. And this is supposed to be cleaned every so often. Everything is actually very accessible and very easy to remove. Now there are a few other interesting features on the bottom here. There are these 2 silver contacts which are what make contact with the charging assembly, the home base of the cleaner. Here there are 2 little lenses, and these detect when the cleaner is about to go over the edge of a step or whatever. So these are very important. Oh, here as well is the battery assembly. This can be removed, and they recommend that if you're leaving the cleaner for a long time without using, you should remove and disconnect the battery. The battery is a rechargeable battery, of course. On the front of the cleaner is the detector for the home base. This detects and lines up with the home base when it's going home. Also, this front part is a bumper which detects obstacles. Now, it's only at the front and roughly to the side. It doesn't actually distinguish between side bumps and forward bumps, but it's quite adequate for the job. That's the intimate life of the Cecotec Conga 3090.
In the operations menu, one of the options is the spot, and when you click that, a little flag can be placed anywhere on your floor. When that is done, the robot will leave its base, head for that spot, identify an area of approximately 2 meters square around that spot, and begin to clean it. Using its memorized map of the floor, the robot will choose the shortest route to the spot that you have selected. The robot appears to have no difficulty maneuvering around small differences of level, say up to about 1 centimeter in the floor, say between wood and carpet. The robot has 3 levels of power: Eco, Normal and Turbo, and in most of the video sequences here we're using Eco and found it to be perfectly adequate for the job. The Conga can in fact be configured so that it will automatically go into turbo mode if it encounters carpet. In most cases, when the Conga completes an operation, it will head for home. This can be activated at any time by pressing the home button on the app or on the remote control. Its lights flash yellow when it's heading back to the charging base. If the Conga runs out of power during an operation, it will return to its charging base, charge up again, and then return to the spot where it left off the previous operation. Another special operation is the spiral. In this case, you place the Conga in an area where extra cleaning is required and activate spiral. The Conga will then take its bearings and then proceed to move in an anti-clockwise direction, cleaning up as it goes. When it reaches a distance of about 1 meter from the original spot, it spirals back to the center and stops.
An important component of the Conga is the water container, which is used when cleaning a floor. This has several components. Part of it is the pad, which is velcroed on with these velcro strips here in the front, and a little plastic collar at the back that holds it on here. Very easy to take off. The water container seems very small, but reports are that it's perfectly adequate for the average floor. Here is where you fill it with water and some detergent if you wish, and then the water is filtered through these 2 filters into the cleaning pad. The pad fits on very easily, and there is a spare pad with the unit. There are 2 surfaces, one slightly rougher than the other, and these will be in direct contact with the floor. You're recommended to moisten these before you actually start the cleaning process. Now, to actually put the water unit into the cleaner, it's simply a question of lifting it to the back, pushing in, and it snips into place. It's very, very easy to use. I can take it out very easily with these 2 blue buttons here, press them and lift out. You're recommended not to have this in position and certainly not with water in it when the unit is charging.
When doing the scrubbing or mopping operation, the Conga moves in a way very similar to an ordinary household mop, covering the same area several times. Even with cold water and no detergent, it was able to remove footprint stains from this hard wood floor. Operations available on the Conga are auto, which will cover the whole floor by the single press of the play button, edge, which will go around the edges of the floor, spiral, which we have already seen, deep cleaning, which will clean any area twice, scrubbing, which we have already seen, which applies water and a mopping action to the area, manual, which gives you manual control of the robot, area, where you can select a rectangular area to be cleaned, restricted area, where you can exclude a particular area, and spot, which we've already seen. The controls in the bottom, on the left, the leaf controls power, the echo, normal or turbo. The little house is to send it to home. There's the play button, a pause button, and on the right is where you actually select the operation in question. At the bottom of the app is first of all, on the left, there is the controls which we're looking at the moment. There is also a calendar icon where you can schedule different operations, then a little folder where you can actually see activities that have already happened, and finally your own profile where you can manage your account with Cecotec.
The Conga's remote control is a very solid little piece of kit, works with the 2 batteries that are supplied with the unit. You can set up the time and you can set up a daily schedule, but for more complex scheduling you really need the app. It has manual controls, forward, back and turn around, on, off, and the spiral, do the edges and go home. Basic commands, but it is useful especially for situations where someone is not familiar with the app or there is no Wi-Fi.
Overall, this is a remarkable labour-saving device that does its job extremely well.